most interesting interview that I had was IMK. I had no thought of MBA. I went to my father. I said that I want to do an MBA. He said, "We don't have that money." I was thinking like Shah Rukh Khan. I used to think I've made it to SRCC. This is my Mumbai. Now I'm gonna go out a star. I'm a content creator. I usually make content about MBA, corporate education.
You got your placements in the right place. उसके बाद second year में सिर्फ party करी.
I fell on the floor and I started crying. Oh my god, what has happened? I've lost all my chance in life. Everything is amazing. Then it started raining. I love rains. And I'm like, the rain is amazing. This campus is beautiful. This is what my dreams are. I am making loads of money compared to an average Indian. I just still feel so happy because I've raised the standard of living of my family.
Hi everyone. It's happy to welcome Muskan to the show. True to the name, I think her father saw her smile when she was born and named her Muskan. So you have a beautiful smile. Thank you for coming, and it also is a great pleasure for me because this is the first Shriram College of Commerce alumni that we have on the show. I graduated from there in 1998, and Muskan graduated exactly 19 years later in 2017, right, Muskan?
I graduated in 2020. I started in 2017.
2017. So 2020,
Yeah.
22 years later. So
Yes.
one generation later. So I understand you were a day scholar at Sri Ram College, correct? And
Yes.
I was in the hostel, so our life was very different. No day scholar ever knew what the hostelite's life was like. But I'm
Yeah.
very excited, very happy to have you here. And you went to IIM Kojikot, and now you're working in Accenture. That's a great profile. So before we get started, I would like to know what was growing up like. What was family like? How were your parents? Did you grow up in a middle class family, lower middle class, rich family? Did you have all the tutors you ever needed, or did you have to study very hard? And how difficult was it up till class 12? And how was it getting into Shriram College? Because I remember 22 years ago, getting into Shriram, 25 years ago, because I got there in 1995. No, that's 30 years ago. 30 years ago, when I got into Shriram College, that was like a dream come true because it was almost impossible to get there. So, how things have changed. So, let's start with your childhood. How was growing up like, and how was your family like?
Okay, so growing up, so I am from a middle class family, but middle class Punjabi family. So my entire family lineage is from Punjab. But because my grandfather had a job in Ghaziabad, so he made a house in Ghaziabad, and my father, me, all of their grandkids were born and brought up in Ghaziabad. So that way, I've always been part of a tier one city, but also very grounded in my roots because the entire lineage is from Punjab. Coming to the scenarios that were there in my childhood. So definitely, I am from a very loving family. My grandparents used to live with us. I have really caring mother and father, and also an elder brother. So that way, my family was very loving and caring. But definitely, there were a lot of financial crises while growing up because two of my father's businesses failed, and the third one was still struggling when I got into SRCC. So growing up, it was always somewhere in the back of my head that I have to do it on my own in life, and the only backing I have is my brain. So this is something very early on. One of my elder sisters told me. So she said that we don't have money, we might not have a very conventional beautiful face that we can go and end up in a modeling or heroine sort of thing. The only thing that is working in our favor is our brain. And I think I was in ninth standard then. I had just started getting serious about my studies because all my life I was just like an average kid who would just like get 80% of marks and she would be like happy with it. I never like paid too much stress to okay, I have to study, I have to be the topper of the class. But I think that was something that stuck with me. And obviously when you go to those senior sections, 9, 10th, high school, so life starts hitting you. You get more involved in the financial discussions of your family. You understand where you're coming from, what are your opportunities. So I guess very in a very nascent stage, I was very adamant on this fact that I have to do something great in terms of education. And that is something, that is the only thing, that my brain is the only thing that is working in my favor right now, so I have to use it to the fullest. So I remember people telling me that all the kids, usually the kids that are toppers, they are usually toppers ever since they're like, they start school, like they do like KG prep, all of that, they are mostly toppers. That was not the case with me. I was like a fairly 80%, 70% kind of kid. In ninth, I suddenly got so serious because I was like, everything was hitting. Oh my god, board exams. Oh my god, 12th, college. Oh my god, what will I do? And all my siblings in my family had scored above 90% in 10th. So I was like, so much pressure. Oh my god, I have never crossed 80% in my life. How will I make it to 90% in 10th? So I was so stressed. And in ninth standard, for the first time ever, when everybody's grades were falling, I got 85%. That was the first time in my life. And that was, I was in the top 10 of my class because everybody's grades were falling. And that was kind of an ecstasy, kind of an hit. I was like, okay, I'm visible. I'm here. I can do this. And suddenly all the toppers of my class were my friends, and I was suddenly to that other side of the class, and I was really liking it. All the teachers were talking about me, there's this kid never topped, she's doing so great. So I was so happy. First time in the parent teacher meeting, teachers were talking about my grades, not about my talking. So it was so funny. So in 10th standard, I scored 94%, and again, I was top 10 in my class, in my school. So that was something that I knew that, okay, now this is something that I can do. This is something I will do. So I was very clear that I want to take commerce because my elder sister, like my first cousin, she went to LSR, Lady Shri Ram College of Commerce. And this all sounds so surreal, but she had a picture of SRCC on her study table. So we have a 6 year age gap. So I was in sixth standard when she passed out her 12th. So I used to go to her, sit on like at the corner of a table. I was like, what the hell is SRCC? What is the full form? She's like, you'll get to it. You won't understand. It's a college and all of that. And I just saw it in sixth standard, and I didn't give any. I didn't give a thought to it. But once I reached 11th standard, I chose commerce as the field. Automatically, I just felt like this is what my this is what destiny is bringing to me or something. This is because I've seen this when I was in sixth standard. I've seen my sister put like days of work in this, and she cried because at that time she couldn't get into SRCC. She got into LSR, but at the time the cutoff for SRCC was higher. So I used to joke to her that I'm not gonna settle for less. I'm gonna go to SR. And she used to tell me it's not that easy. So in 12th standard, as fate would have it, I saw that movie The Secret, where you have to manifest and you have to write it everywhere. So I just followed it. On my economics book, I had SRCC, I think written on 10 to 20 pages. I had, like, I used to write the score I want to score in that subject. So, like in economics, I was told that it's really tough to get 100 on 100. So, I was in an ICSE board. So, I wrote 99 there. In accounts, they said that it's easy to score 100. I wrote 100 there. So, every book, every index page of my book had a score and SRCC written next to it. So it's funny because you can't predict things like this, but I always had it in my mind that if I don't get it to SRCC, I'm not gonna go to DU at all. I'm just gonna do some law or something. I am not gonna go into BCom honors at all. And fortunately, I was able to make it, and I was so happy. And I must tell you, apart from the name, I had no clue what this college holds, the kind of opportunities it holds. I just knew, okay, you get great packages, it's very famous, people love it. But once you enter and you see so many people, and especially in SR, because it's the number one college in the university, you see people from all over India. Like for the first time ever, I was seeing people from southern India, from northeastern India, from so many places, tier 2 cities, people from every sort of background coming here. And I was just amazed. I was just thrilled at the opportunity. So that was like my small journey growing up. And yes, I do feel that I have come a long way in terms of, making the way for myself. So yeah.
How much did you score in class 12 in your
So
ICSE
I
board?
scored 96.75 at the time.
Okay, very good. And so, and 90s, and what was the cutoff at Sriram College?
It was 97, the first cutoff.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you got through the waiting list,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And how did you, from Ghaziabad, you used to travel to North Campus every day?
No, so actually, I didn't get to. Sorry, there was a lag or something. I didn't get through the cutoff. So basically, I told you I come from a lower middle class background. So
Okay,
I also come from an OBC background. So
okay,
the cutoff was 97%, but because I had
okay,
96.75, I could make by that
okay,
point 0.5 difference.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And how did you take care of like traveling from Ghaziabad to North Campus? That's a long travel, right?
Oh my God. I still remember, and that's a funny story. I tell my best friend that whenever my kids will throw a tantrum, I'll just tell them that your mother used to take an auto from her house, a sharing auto for 20 rupees because a single auto was too expensive, and travel in that auto till 1 hour till Dilshad Garden because that was the first metro station at the time.
Yes.
Metro was not that expanded,
Yes.
and I used to reach to that station, and then from that station I used to take the metro to Kashmiri Gate to Vishwavidyalaya metro station. So it was an entire 2.5 hour journey for me each side, and it was horrible when it was raining. It was
But the
summers.
classes, I remember classes in Sriram College, the first class used to happen like 8:30 in the morning.
Yep. So I used to like get up at 5:30, get ready by 6, get out of my house by
Right.
7, so that I reached there by 8:30, 8:45.
Okay, okay. So that was pretty hard doing that for 3 years.
Yeah, for the first 2 years it was hard. By the third year, the metro line expanded.
Okay,
Fortunately, it came near to my house, so the
okay,
like exhausting auto journey was eliminated. At least I had
okay.
AC in metro, but the time was still the same.
So Muskan, Delhi metro अभी पूरा NCR में है क्या? Because I know airport it goes, but Ghaziabad, Saibabad, all that also it covers?
Yes, yes, yes. So now they've expanded to the red line. It goes right into the center of Ghaziabad, up until the new bus stop that they have. That's the first station, or how to tell you, if you are aware of Rajnagar, or if you're aware of any of the surrounding.
I know. I've stayed in Ghaziabad for 1 year of my life, but today is not about me. ये side story है, कभी और बताऊंगा.
Okay, interesting. So yeah,
But
it
yeah, 1 year
goes.
of my life after college, I stayed in Ghaziabad.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so it
Hmm.
follows through the GT road and goes right till the center of Ghaziabad. So now it's pretty expanded, and I love Delhi Metro.
Hmm.
I love it. It goes to every
So वो
corner.
just tell me. I'm curious. I've just come back from Delhi. वो वाली line कौन सी है? What's it? Purple?
Red
नहीं,
line. It's
कौन सी
red
line है?
line.
Red line. And this is the one that goes towards ITO.
No. So towards Shadra is what it's on the
Okay,
other end
got it.
Shadra, the other end Rithala, Rohini side. So
Got it.
this is
Got
the
it. वो
one.
शादरा वाली line है.
Yes.
Okay, so that goes by Ghaziabad. Good,
Yes.
good. Muskan, I have to say this. This is like rewinding 5 minutes जब आप बता रहे थे कि मेरे को पता था. Firstly, I have never heard a better summary कि लाइफ में तीन चीजें होती हैं. This is called three asset theory. I'm going to term it as Muskan's three asset theory. That one is wealth, one is beauty, one is brains. ठीक है. अभी वेल्थ को अभी विक्स कैलकाटा में है तो उसको बेल्थ ही बोलेंगे, तो आई विल कॉल इट द 3B थ्योरी. So 3B theory: wealth, beauty and brains.
Yep.
And so you decided that I will go the path of the brains, but I have to tell you this, uh, and I'm not exaggerating, but maybe आज की डेट में तो आप वो मिस इंडिया लेवल पर भी आ जाते हैं. ठीक है. But I don't want to digress on
Hmm.
that. I don't want to digress on that. I just want to give you a compliment.
Thank
Now
you.
the point is that the fact that you pursued your intellectual or brainy part of your world, and then ninth में 10th में boards में high marks हो गए और ये सब हो गया, you said कि मेरे friends भी बन गए. Is that how it is? क्योंकि again वो जो ब्यूटी पार्ट होता है हम वो अमेरिकन सीरियल्स में देखते हैं कि आप चीयर लीडर बन जाओ फिर सारे दोस्त बन जाते हैं. Right? That is I know it is what's it called, I mean थोड़ा सा exaggerated होता है वो.
Hmm.
But for you, in Ghaziabad, studying in a school, it's the brains that got you all the friends. Marks आए हैं तो सब दोस्त बन रहे हैं. Is that right, or was there a downside to that? कुछ फ्रेंड्स छूटे हैं?
I mean, definitely कुछ friends छूटे हैं, but I would say that's more circumstantial, not because they were like they didn't get something out of me, but more on the sense that I think what marks or getting top of the class got me was visibility. Not more than, because I think to make friends, I've always been an extrovert. I've been always somebody easy to talk to. And I strongly believe in your vibe attracts your tribe. So even though I'll probably talk to the elitist person in the room with ease, somehow I am always attracted to the most humble person in the room. So I like to be friends with the most grounded people, maybe coming from the place I come from. I just like to see people who have come from scratch and they have made it on their own, and they're just doing brilliant in their lives. The brilliance is the stage now, but I like to know their stage zero, and that is how most of my friends in my life have been. My best friend, she is a CA now, but when we met in SRCC as well. It was the first day of college. I met her on the first day of college. Again, I was talking to hundreds of people, but still I chose her as my best friend. I don't know why, but when later on we talked, it started to make sense. So she is a girl who basically lived in a one room house in basically a quarter with two other siblings, her parents, and a grandmother. And her house did not even have a pakka chat. You get it? So, and coming from that place, she made it through SRCC. She is the first person in her family to go to college. So she is from a Bihari background. Okay, she's the first person in her family to go to college. And whenever, and then she made it to CA as well. So she is officially a CA now. She's currently working in, Export Import Bank of India. So she is doing really well in her life. But whenever I think that मुझसे तो नहीं हो पाएगा, I just go back to her story and feel like this woman is my inspiration. If she can do it, and it's easier to find inspiration in like celebrities, I like to find it in people around me. And that woman is forever my inspiration, like maybe more than my parents.
Very nice. So Muskan, one last question about your childhood, and then we'll go beyond SRCC. Is so you didn't have a joint family? India, mein, especially North India, mein, it's quite common.
Yep.
Or did
So
you have a joint
yeah,
family?
it was kind of joint. Like we had different floors. So like the ground floor,
Okay,
two of my father's elder brothers used to live. Upper floor we used to live that way.
right. I mean, the reason I asked this question is because, see, I live in London, my kids, and because I feel my kids don't have any cousins, they don't have grandparents next to them, and I feel that brings a lot of enrichment to a kid while growing up.
That does.
And while I wasn't in a joint family, I had enough relatives we used to visit every week, twice a week, thrice a week. Uh, and I can't provide that for my kids. So I was just asking this out of a guilt for the last 15 years that I've carried, uh, not being able to provide family or an extended family in London. But that is great. So different floors में रहते थे. Did you have interaction? Were they the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
age? And did that in any other way? अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर SRCC पे ही जाना है, कुछ प्रोवाइड किया?
Yep, definitely. So, because we lived in the same house and there were two other siblings, like my first cousins, a boy and a girl. So we were always like four kids together all their childhood. And like when you talk about joint family, yes, there are like pros to it, but sometimes there are also cons. Like in India, it's very, very common. But I felt like above all, it was always like for the kids, it was always a very healthy environment. And that is enriching. And the best part is I feel like I that is something that I've grown up with, and I would probably want my kids to have as grandparents, because I lived with them all my life till their last breath. They have been a support system in ways like obviously my like there is like a support system that your grandparents are there to look after you when your parents are not there. But like the kind of values, like my grandfather used to teach me English, so he was my first teacher, like you said na, help on tutoring and stuff. So my first teacher was my grandfather. He used to teach me English. And so he used to work in railways. So he retired from there. So he was an officer in railways, a superintendent of sorts. And then so he was the person who, who knows English, who knows a little bit about this stuff. So I used to go to him to read my read my lessons. And then I do owe all of my success more to my grandparents, because he was the person who put me on a stage for the very first time. Because I remember it was fourth standard, I came to my grandfather that there is this assembly in my school, and they said that whoever will write the best theme will get to speak it. So should I do it? And he sat with me, wrote down the theme, I practiced it, I went out there. He used to tell me, just think everybody is a potato and a tomato, don't look at them, just say what you want to say. And that was like my first ever thing. And after that there was nothing stopping me. I used to go back to him, okay, now there's a debate, there's this. And I still remember, I kept on going back to him. So when I was in ninth standard, now because you're grown up now, you have better debate competitions and all, I went to him, and he made me write a speech for my debate, okay. And then I just felt like, this is a little off, I can do better. So I did some research, I wrote down a speech, and I gave it to my teacher. Then I gave it to my grandfather. He was like, this is better than what I could write. And he's like, I've taught you well. And then that was the first debate competition, inter-school debate competition that I won. So again, coming back to it, that enrichment from your grandparents in very small things, like when you come home, your mother is not there, but at least your grandmother is there. She's there to take care of you, you know. But yeah, like I truly believe that in ways you do not even think. Like once they are gone, you feel that like that space, that okay, this is the space that they provided for. But in all ways, in all the ways possible, I feel like I owe a lot to my grandparents.
Very nice. So, Muskan, I see that after graduating from Shriram College in the year 2000, you started IIM Kozhikode in 2022. So, there was a gap for a year and a half. So, what were you doing at that time, or how did you prepare for your CAT exams?
Okay, so
एक्चुअली मैं उसमें एक और चीज ऐड करना चाहता हूँ मुस्कान, एक और चीज ऐड करना चाहता हूँ कि वाई कैट। आई मीन आई नो कि क्लास 9 में यू हैड दैट पिक्चर, यू सॉ दैट पिक्चर ऑफ एसआरसीसी, और वो शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग था ना कि अगर एक बार एक चीज पे फोकस कर लो तो पूरी कायनात वो कर देती है। तो आई एम कोझिकोड की भी कोई फोटो थी या नहीं थी,
nahi,
एंड वाई?
honestly nahi, I had written I am ABC on my thing. This time I thought this works, I'll write I am ABC this time, I'll get there, it's very easy, I've done this before. But apparently not. But
मैं तो उससे और भी बेसिक क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूँ कि वाई आई एम, वाई एमबीए एट ऑल? मतलब एसआरसीसी में चले गए, वाज इट
hmm.
बिकॉज कि अब सभी लोग प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं तो यही है,
No, it
यही दिस इज द
wasn't.
वे?
Actually, it answers two of your questions. It wasn't because of that, and that is why there was a gap. Because when I was in SRCC, so my goal was to get a job out of here so that I can support my father. In tough times, and I because my brother is just 1.5 year older than me, so he was doing engineering. So he was in his last year as well when I was doing my last year. So in both of our heads, it was very clear that we want to get a job so that we can support our families better. So my only aim was to get a job and get out of here. And I honest to God, tell you that I was thinking like Shah Rukh Khan. I used to think I've made it to SRCC. This is my Mumbai. Now I'm gonna go out a star. Okay, it's only when you walk through that doors and you understand that life is not that easy and fancy as you imagine it. That just because you topped your board exams, everything in life will be handed to you easy. Because outside SRCC, sure you are a topper, but inside SRCC, everybody is a topper. Who are you now? You know, and that is something that hit me. So obviously I was there, but again I won't say I was a topper in SRCC also, because I had very clear thing that I have studied a lot in my life. For 4 years I've been studying, now I will chill. So I was like, I just want to keep a 8 pointer GPA, but otherwise I don't want I just want a good job. And when the company started getting in, I was like, people get 40 lakh packages from here. Sure. When you get in, you understand that's just one kid, or two kids, or three kids. The average is way below, right? And then at the time when I was sitting for placements, I had like again two things in my head, because there were a lot of startups coming in that were offering good packages, and then there were obviously these big companies like MBBs, McKinsey, BCG, Bain coming in, but again they were just going for like 5 to 10 people on campus from a batch of 800, 900 folks. So understood, no chance there right now. Okay, and then coming to startups, I used to think that
800 बैच 800 बैच है एसएससीसी में.
so 500 around 500 550 around were in BCom honors alone, and then there are another
वाओ.
150 to 200 people in economics honors, and everybody sits for placements together.
विक्स तुम्हारे टाइम पे भी ऐसी होता था क्या? मतलब 1000 लोग
हजार
बीकॉम और इको में?
हजार तो नहीं थे, पर 400-500 तो थे. मैंने प्रीटी लार्ज स्कूल.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
वाओ.
Yeah, so competition. So
एंड ऑल ऑफ देम
yeah,
टॉपर्स
so
लाइक
I
यू
thought
सेड.
that
सब कहीं ना कहीं से टॉप ही करके
हाँ,
आए
मैंने
हैं.
सब 96-97% के ऊपर ही लेके आए.
correct, there is nobody like,
हाँ.
even with quotas there is nobody under 92, 91%, barely. So, and I feel like once you're over that 90%, 91% bracket, everybody is smart. It's just that on paper, sometimes somebody did better than you did. But everybody who's a
हाँ, वो
90%,
एक दो क्वेश्चन की बात
uh,
होती है ना कि दो क्वेश्चन गलत हो गए तो 96 हो गया या 90 हो गया.
correct. So
इट्स अ
that's it.
मैटर ऑफ टू क्वेश्चंस.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
when I was sitting for
So
placements,
MBB में नहीं हुआ because they were hiring only 20 people out of 800. So you
yeah.
didn't get it. But did you sit for placements in SRCC?
Yes, I did. I did get one placement from SRCC. So, like I was telling you, that
Okay.
I thought, okay, startups are offering better after MBBs and stuff. But then at the same time, like at my home and people around me were saying that startups are not that stable, and I needed stability in my life, so I wanted to go after a brand name. So I said that okay, Deloitte ho jaye, EY ho jaye, ऐसी companies ho jaye, it'll good look good on my resume. It's a more stable thing to have. So I made it to consulting in EY India. I sat for internships. I got an internship at EY, but that was in tax. They offered me a pre-placement offer, but I didn't want to go in tax, and I thought that I want to sit for placements again in finals. And when I sat, I got consulting in EY. Again, I went through the process and I got it. And honestly, I was really happy. My father almost cried. Everybody was really happy. Oh my god, you're going to a big four, because obviously the name is so big. Everybody wants to
How
be.
much how much was your salary outside? मैंने श्री राम कॉलेज के बाद जो ENY में जॉब मिला है, सैलरी कितनी थी?
Good question. 3.5 lakh per annum.
Oh wow, so that's not very high. मैंने
That's
that's
very low. So that
uh,
was something that hit me. I was like, I came to SRCC thinking that in like,
You realize, sorry Muskan, I have to interrupt. Vix, do you realize that was lower than the average salary we got in IM Bangalore about 26 years ago?
correct.
and what
That is
percentage?
lower than
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's a little bit shockingly
And
low.
3.6 lakhs, if I now convert 3.6 lakhs into a monthly, और उसमें से टैक्स निकाल के ये निकाल के वो निकाल के आपके हाथ में कितना आएगा 3.6 lakhs में? 3.6 means 360
24,000 to be
20
exact.
30 24 cash in hand,
Yes.
pre-tax, pre-tax
Post tax.
या
Post
post
tax,
tax.
post PF, everything. 24,000 in hand.
24,000 आपके आ रहा है. और मैं तो अभी लास्ट वीक आई केम बैक फ्रॉम दिल्ली. 24,000 में डेफिनेटली टॉप ग्रेजुएट फ्रॉम इंडिया प्रीमियर कॉलेज, जिसको वो, और वो भी उस टॉप टॉप ग्रेजुएट की जो प्राइज्ड पोस्टिंग या प्लेसमेंट है, उसमें 24,000. लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, एंड नो डिसरिस्पेक्ट और डिमीनिंग, बट इतना आजकल ना अच्छे वाले ड्राइवर कमा लेते हैं.
Correct. I absolutely agree. So that is what the shock.
And then what percentage of Sri Ram College got placed? माने जो करीब 800 बच्चे placements के लिए अपीयर कर रहे थे, did the 20% get placed or 80% got placed?
No, so actually, out of all of them, not everybody sits for placement first thing, because a lot of them want to go for masters. Some people want to go for civil services. Out of those who sit, 80%, 70-80% do get a placement. It's their call that they want to pursue that placement or not. But 70 to 80% do get offers.
And what's the reason for such a low offer? Man, ENY cannot expect you to stay at that salary for too long.
So actually, it's actually a big four problem, and it's something that has been voiced so many times, even on LinkedIn, that this was the salary that they had 25 years ago, and they have not made any sort of inflation adjustment to it. And I think, honest to God, the reason is because they know they can still get it. They have a name, and there are a lot of people
No,
sitting
but
out
but they
there.
get it.
If
No,
not
but they
somebody from
get
SRCC,
no.
probably somebody from Hansraj will take that offer.
नहीं, but getting that offer is not the only thing, because then people leave in 6 months to years. मैंने उनको वो offer मिल जाता है, then they think अच्छा what next, मैं आम चला जाऊँ, मैं cat लिख लूँ, मैं
Correct. A
और
lot of
कुछ कर
people
लूँ. So
do.
you also have to retain. You also have to retain
Mm-hmm.
the people, right? And
Yeah, so
with that low
I
salary,
got for retaining purposes, I think that's what their strategy is. Every 6 months, I got an increment. So I started at 3.5. In 6 months, I got an increment and I went to 4.5. And then when I completed a year, I was promoted to senior analyst and it went to 5.5. So I was due for my next promotion when I left the college. And even I had gotten that promotion, it would have gone to 7.5. So that's how the
So that's a very, very high increase. So what I see as an outsider from the system is they're taking people and seeing कि यार ये काम करते हैं 6 महीने कैसा एटीट्यूड है जॉब एटीट्यूड है फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट हैं देख लो और अगर नहीं कर रहे होंगे तो अपने आप छोड़ जाएंगे नहीं कर रहे होंगे तो 7.5 दे देंगे. That's how I feel, and I could be mistaken, but that's partly. And the other thing is, you're right, कि they've not increased their salaries in line for attracting the top graduates or even retaining the top graduates. So if their strategy is to, we don't even want to attract or retain, we just want to say, or rather stipend, they're seeing it as a stipend कि stipend देख रहे हैं फिर काम देखकर proper job देंगे. Which reminds me, Muskan, कि now that you're an MBA and I'm sure you know in the last few years, Big Four and even uh, your current company, which was once part of the Big Four, Origin was the part of the Big Four, if you know, in the 90s. वो जो लेवल्स हैं which level do IM graduates come in, which level do SRCC people come in, which level do other people come in, वो वाले levels का do you have a comparison? I mean, it could be ENY or it could be general industry level.
Yes, definitely. So, because I was talking about ENY because I started from there. If I tell you that if a fresh out of college graduate is coming up at level one, if after an MBA, even if you are a fresher, you will still come at a level five or a level six. So, like, the pay difference is massive, massive, just because you have that degree.
तो कितना पे डिफरेंस है? Give us an idea. So you know कि Chirag was a graduate करके you get 3.5 lakhs, but you can within 2 years you can get to 7.5 lakhs. But how much is the pay if you come in from say I'm Kojikot?
So, in Big Fours, the base I'm talking about, the base is 20 to 22 lakhs, 23 lakhs somewhere. And it could go from till up till 25 lakhs in my company. And over that, there are joining bonuses, retention bonuses, variable component. So, your entire CTC will come around 25 to 30 lakhs after an MBA.
So SRCC is level one, 4 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs, and IM graduate is 25 lakhs at what level?
So, like, I'm just telling you by a comparison. I'm not telling you the exact
हाँ
levels, but yeah, that would be
हाँ
a
बट
level.
कितने वो अमिताभ बच्चन बोलता है ना कितने पड़ाव पार करने पड़ते हैं.
Yeah, so पढ़ाओ आपने up till सीनियर कंसल्टेंट या मैनेजर से पहले वाले सारे पार कर लिए. सो यू विल स्टिल जॉइन एन एनालिस्ट probably, or like a junior consultant, but after
Right.
that the next promotion is senior consultant, then very next is manager. You get it?
Okay.
So that way.
So from an IM in 3 years you can be manager.
Yes, definitely.
And from SRCC, if you had continued, what was your normal path to be manager?
So then I started as an analyst. It took me a year to
Yeah.
become, like, 6 months to a year it'll take you to become a senior analyst. Then another year to become an associate consultant. Then another year to become a consultant. Then another 2 years probably to become senior consultant. Then another 2 to 3 years to become a manager. So
ये तो 10 year plan लग रहा है.
that is definitely minimum of 6 to 7 years, because you see, the idea is, when you will reach that stage, you will be pit against people who are from IM, who are MBAs, right? And you don't have that degree.
Yeah.
So you are compensating with the years of experience that you have. So
Yeah.
that is like the kind of
So
math.
I'm basically getting to the point, Muskan, that you decided to do an MBA, which actually takes 2 years of your life. It's not just a degree,
Mhm.
in my view. It is 2 years of your life that you're giving it. And for your career, even assuming you don't want to change careers, you're just going to be in the same similar career,
Mhm.
is that 2 years worth it? Does it give you a more than 2 years jump in your career?
Yep. So
So
I
ENY में मतलब 4 years jump मिल रहा है? Is that right?
Yes, definitely 4 to 5 year jump,
4 to 5 year jump by spending 2 years, assuming you get in.
assuming you get in. Yes.
Yeah. So which is the nice segue in कि मुस्कान, you decided कि मेरे को ये नहीं करना है, and you are already placed and you're earning 3.5 lakhs or 4 lakhs or 4.5. What made you decide?
Yeah. So honestly,
Was there a day? Was there a day कि इस दिन decide किया कि बस अब करना है?
it wasn't like a day. It was definitely a thought of like a month or so. I'll tell you what. So I told you I'm a content creator. I usually make content about MBA, corporate education, stuff like that. And this is a very recent video I talked about. I am an economics BCom honors grad, right? I just saw it in terms of opportunity cost, honestly. Where, and when I say that, when people want to take a decision, want to decide that whether or not to do an MBA, to whether or not they will get that jump, so the answer is very simple. Just calculate your opportunity cost. Where I was sitting in the year 2022, my opportunity cost was probably uh, 7 lakh or 14 lakh rupees, if I had gotten the promotion, 14 lakh rupees, otherwise barely 10 lakh rupees, right? I would have made 10 lakh rupees in those 2 years. If I would have taken a switch, I would have probably made, like, if I switched to another company, 12 to 13 lakhs, or let's say 14 lakhs, right? And when I was sitting there, honestly, I had to calculate, like, in the next 2 to 3 years, where I need to be financially. And because I had so many dreams, I had, in so many ways, I wanted to support my ambitions, my family's ambitions. I knew that that time is not enough for me, that much money is not enough for me. I need to take a jump. And second reason, and also a very important reason, was I didn't feel in it, in me, that I should be paid 15 to 20 lakhs, to be very honest, because I felt like I'm still so crude. I still lack so much knowledge, so much skills. I still feel I need to learn more. Even though when I'm sitting on that job, no matter which profile you're sitting at, which amazing company you're sitting at, after a point, your learning will become what you're doing every day. And that will get over, right? Because they are training you for that. They're training you to be an expert in one to two things so that you can do it faster, right? They don't think of your learning all the time, right? So I knew that my skill set is not developing. If tomorrow I want to switch and I want to ask a company to pay me 15 to 20 lakhs, on what basis will I justify that if I don't believe in it myself? So that was another reason. So since opportunity cost was less, secondly, I was still young. I was just 22 years old. I knew that once I get like 25, 26 year old, it'll get tougher, because if I go to 2 years for MBA, then fresh out of college, I'll probably need to get married or whatever, right? So I was just thinking, it is a chance that I can take right now. And it was definitely not, one of my friends actually helped me. So this guy actually told me he was preparing for MBA, okay? And I had no thought of MBA, because I thought it costs 25 to 30 lakhs to do this degree. I don't have that kind of money. There were a lot of people in my batch, a lot of my friends who were sitting for CAT. I never even gave a thought to it, because I was like, I don't have that kind of money.
25, 30 lakhs plus 2 years of lost income.
Correct. And I was like, when I am sitting studying, what, like, God forbid, okay, my father is doing okay now. What if something happens? What will happen then? You know? uh, I need to be there, like, for some sort of support system. I never told that to my father, but that was always in my back of my head, right? So I was like, that's not gonna happen. And I honestly, I am a very smart person, but I am also a very person who runs on probabilities. And like, I would play the ball when it's in my court. And if I don't know if that the ball is in my court, if I can make it out of MBA, what if it's just another journey like that happened in SRCC? I thought it's gonna be so fancy and it didn't turn out to be fancy, right? So I didn't want to do it. So that friend that was preparing, he was giving his second or third attempt, and casually talking, he said that because he was a friend that I'm recently made, so he didn't know about my 10, 12 grad scores and stuff like that. He just casually talking asked me, what is a 10 score, what is a 12 score, okay, you did BCom honors? And I was like, yeah, SRCC. He was like, are you mad? You have like a proper profile to get selected to a B school and to for an MBB to shortlist you because you are like a 9 pointer all your life, and then you have this tier 1 college on your resume, you have worked in consulting in a very renowned company. Who wouldn't want to take you? And on top of that, you can speak well, you have good skills. So I was like, so you were saying I have a
So
chance?
basically, he told you that you check every box that IIMs are looking for.
Correct. And he also said that there is this
Wow.
funda that if you're not an engineer, you are a non engineer, you are in that diversity thing, then you're also a female, you're again in that diversity quotient. So a lot of people are dying to get like people like you in the, in IMs, and you will definitely get it at a low percentile also. So you don't have to get 99 percentile or something. You will get. So I was like, okay, if the odds are in my favor, then we can think about it. So then I did my research. I was like, yeah, makes sense. Then I talked to a couple of folks who were my seniors who went to these IIMs. One of them went to IIM Calcutta, one of them went to IIM Bangalore, one of them was in IIM Kozhikode, one of my batchmates was in IIM Kozhikode. Talked to them. They said, yeah, bro, he's like absolutely right. And we didn't have to score like 99 percentile. We got in at 95. I was like, okay, then this is doable. Let's do this. I went to my father, and because I had just 24,000 of salary, I used to live at home, so that because I can't afford the rent, obviously, and it was also COVID, so I didn't have to go to office even after the COVID. Like when like in year 2020, I started my job. Up until 2022, nobody asked you to come to office, so I was living at my home, and all sorts of money I used to like buy AC for the home, or buy something for myself, or take a trip. So I wasn't saving, okay, and because I was like, save for what? Like I just had few pennies. I was living like hand to mouth. And 24,000, I was like, what am I saving? I'm saving in my PF. That's enough. And then I went to my father. I said that I want to do an MBA. He's like, we don't have that money. I was like, yeah. And I want to take the coaching because I have never sat for any competitive exam in my life. I don't know how to do it. I can do it on my own through YouTube and stuff, but that is going to take a lot of time, and I want to crack it in the first attempt. So he said, what is the fees? I said, it's 33,000. I have taken some scholarship from this online coaching. So they have brought down the 45,000 fees to 33,000 for me. So 33,000 is the fees. My dad goes like, I don't have the money. You are on your own. You decide. I'm like, oh my God. And I am like, should I do this? So that friend of mine was like, let's go to that coaching institute and let's talk to them. So I went there. There was this lady. I sat down. I told her my profile, everything. She noted everything down. She was like, yeah, yeah, nice candidature, stuff like that. And then she said, okay, can you make the payment today? We'll enroll you from tomorrow. I said, that's the thing. I don't have that kind of money on me right now. So she said that, can you like make half of the payment? I said no. So for real, she said that, okay, when does your salary get credited? I said on the first of every month. So she says that, can you give me a post dated check of second? So I said sure. And she said that you have to just make sure you have 33,000 rupees in your account on the 2nd of next month, and you can give me a post dated check. We'll file it next month. And I have literally paid my coaching fees with a post dated check, and I gave it to her. And bless that lady who believed in me that my check won't bounce. And this girl actually, because she enrolled me from the next day, and I was taking coachings. After 10 days, my salary got credited, it got deducted, all things went sorted, and I started studying. And when I started studying, I realized it's harder than I thought. Because okay, English I can ace, LR I can ace. What is this? Like, what is this quant? I can't do this. Like, this is so fast. People are so fast. I am barely like I am that person who has to check every calculation like in her head, because in my 11th and 12th we were in ICSE board allowed calculators. So I had stopped doing any sort of mental maths at all. So I was like, oh my god, what is happening? So I was like, I won't be able to make it. Crying, sobbing, somehow I gave that attempt. That, and I was pretty sure I'm not going to make it, but I somehow got 91.34 percentile. And on that I got two Blackie calls. One was from I'm Indore, another one was I'm Kozhikode, because they give a lot of weightage to your past cards, and that is where my profile was the good one. And the other one was these cap colleges, the newer baby IMs. And I knew, okay, now I have the call. Another thing is that my family was like, in the first attempt you got 91%, you can go for another attempt and you will probably get
हाँ,
ABC or something. And I am like,
yeah.
I can't go through that for another year. Okay,
हाँ,
and I don't
बहुत
have.
मेहनत लगती है ना, मतलब you have to give up your entire life
Yeah.
to prepare for CAT, even if not for 12 months, then at least for 4 months or 6 months.
Yeah, and I'm doing that along with my job. Although my team in EY was very very good, which is very contrary to the common opinion out there, because the people in EY are not that good. But my team was very very nice. I was the only girl in the team, and I was the like the lowest rung of the ladder. So they literally treated me like a baby. I told my manager that I'm giving cash. He used to tell me that log off, no worries. Just when I ping you, you come on. Otherwise, you study. And before the exam also, he told me save up your leaves, I'll give you leave. Then he gave me like a 15-20 day leave before my exam. So my team was very supportive, everything was playing in my favor at that point. And when I
मुस्कान, मेरे को तो ये सुन के मेरे को वो पंचायत का सीजन 3 याद आ रहा है कि जिसमें वो मुखिया जी ने उसको छुट्टी दे दी एंड ऑल दैट.
honestly, yes, I think what my manager was like, a guy in his mid 50s, and I think he used to see a daughter, because he used to talk to me a lot about, like, I have my son, he's starting his graduation. He used to take a lot of opinions from me because I'm from SRCC and all. And I used to tell him this and that. So I think he used to look at me like a daughter, and he knew कि इधर तो कुछ नहीं बनने वाला है तो यहाँ से निकलो. But he never said that out loud. And still, like, that guy still messages me on each of my birthdays, on Diwalis. He's the first person to comment on my LinkedIn posts. And I'm really like, once in a while you come across such people, right? And he was very supportive. So I made it. I put in my papers that, okay, among those three calls, I converted all three. So again, I was like,
तो
now
कौन से 3 थे? रिमाइंड मी. इंदौर, व्हाट एल्स?
Koikode, Kozhikode,
हाँ,
basically. And the third one was CAP
या.
colleges, the baby IMs. They have one common interview.
ओके, सो एंड दे हैव अ कॉमन इंटरव्यू, राइट?
Yes. So they have a common interview, but when the result comes, it comes whether you or not you have qualified for a college. For example, in baby IMs, there is IM Trichy, there is IM Vishakhapatnam and all. But when you will qualify, they'll give you a list in all those colleges that you have qualified in. Fortunately, I had qualified in all.
राइट.
So, like, basically
ओके.
my idea was that मुझे तो कोई like one of those blackie colleges में ही जाना है, and मतलब कुछ top college में ही
तो
जाना है.
ब्लैकी में तुम्हारे पास 2 थे. यू
Yes.
हैड 2, कोझिकोड एंड इंदौर.
Yes.
You didn't have ABCL.
I know I didn't have ABCL.
हाँ. So tell us, इंदौर, कोझिकोड, उसकी इंटरव्यू कैसे हुई? और कहाँ पे? Did you have it in Delhi, Ghaziabad, or did you have to
It was
travel?
virtual because it was still year 2022. No, not a lot of colleges were taking those in-person interviews yet. So it was virtual for all the
Okay.
three calls. And uh, I was just sitting on my laptop talking to these two faculty members in each of these calls. My first interview was for these one of these cap colleges. Like basically, the cap interview was my first interview, which I had basically given कि practice हो जाएगी interview कैसे देते हैं. फिर second interview इंदौर का था, and last one was K. By the time it was K's interview, I was like बहुत time हुआ है यार खत्म करो, because it was already like so much time. Like it was in April I had my interview, and you start giving interviews since February, like जब पहला कॉल आता है. I'm like खत्म करो यार, मैं उस मूड में थी कि लो और खत्म करो. So um, I've always been like a person who's very like communication wise. I am very easy to talk and stuff like that. And I honestly, because I knew, because a lot of people had told me that they want you, so I was still in a like a very confident demeanor, that I thought that you anyway want me, so I don't need to get so nervous. But obviously, during the interview, when you don't get a question right, you get nervous. So that happened to me as well. Uh, in both these interviews, these guys asked me about my work experience, my experience at Sriram College of Commerce, then some of the questions from my like educational background, some of the questions from economics and stuff. But the most interesting interview that I had was IMK, and again, I truly believe I am Destiny's child because uh, just before the interview, I was sitting on the other tab. There is a Zoom link on where I'm waiting in the lobby. On the other tab, I'm just thinking, I forgot all the cabinet ministers. Let me just have a look at them again. Okay, and I'm scrolling through them. Okay, because obviously I've prepared. People tell you that you have to do this much history civics questions, this much general knowledge, this much this is that. So I'm just reading. I read it, and suddenly that interviewer popped up on my screen, and my interview started. You won't believe, the first question he asked me was how many members are there in the sorry basically who is our finance minister. Easy one. I said Nirmala Sitharaman. He's like, who's our corporate minister? This is what I read just a minute ago. And I was like, Nirmala Sitharaman again. And he was like, do you think she's capable of handling two ministries? And then it became a whole another conversation with her. And I knew that Nirmala Sitharaman is from Kerala. And this college is in Kerala. I don't have to say anything bad about her. Okay. And then, because I was talking so eloquently about all of these things and politics, he said, how many members are there in Rajya Sabha? I answered. What is their tenure? I answered. And then it went to what are the duties of the vice president, and to the depth that until I cannot answer. Like the last question that he asked me, which I could not answer, was when did the first Rajya Sabha retire? And I was like, I have no clue. So it went till that level. And
बट मुस्कान ये आईएएस की इंटरव्यू थी या आईएएम की इंटरव्यू थी?
I
गलत
don't
इंटरव्यू में
know,
तो नहीं पहुंच गए
honestly.
थे?
That is what everybody asks me. Like, he's asking me, what if the president is not available? What if the president dies? Who will take up the chair then? Who will do this? What will the VP do? What will the speaker do? And they're asking me questions like this, and then I'm answering, and I'm answering because I had read all of this, because I make notes. That's what I'm do. I am a nerd, so I made all these notes, and I am answering and answering and answering. And this guy is like, she's answering everything. I'm gonna ask her a question she cannot answer. And he's like, when did the first Rajya Sabha retire? I was like, I have no idea. And then I started smiling. And you know my smile. I started smiling like this. And he started smiling. And he's like, it's okay. Let's move on. And I think that is what, I don't know, it worked in my favor. When I'm very nervous, I smile. So that went well.
Great. So that got you to IIM Kozhikode. How is I hear it's a very beautiful campus. How was it when you first time saw it?
It was amazing. It was so surreal because I have never been outside of Delhi. Of course, I've been to Punjab because my lineage lives there, but I've never been outside of Delhi otherwise, because we barely traveled, because we were making making ends meet, right? And I honestly, the reason I decided to do an IIM thing was because I was a day scholar at SRCC. I don't know what hostel life is. And if tomorrow I want to sit back, I want to have a good college life, I want to talk about, I want to experience what a hostel is, I want to experience more of college, and I want to experience it outside of Delhi. So even though I converted IIM Indore, I wanted to go to K because it is further away and it's so different. It's not in North India. So I was like, I want to go to IIM K because of all those reasons, right? And when I entered the campus for the first time, you see, like, just the moment you enter the campus, there's a lake on the right hand side, right? And then you go up the road, there are hills, and there's everything. And I had heard from everybody that the weather is amazing, it's gonna be so nice and everything. So I was prepared that way, but it was still 22nd of June. And by the way, it was my birthday, the day I entered the college. So I entered the college, it's so humid, everybody is sweating, and it's almost about to rain, but it's not raining. It's so humid because it's June. I'm like, what are people going on and on about the weather? Because the weather is so bad. And when I reached that D landing area, there they said the bus leaves you there. So the bus left us there, and I checked the register. They said you have C hostel. I said, where is C hostel? It's at the top of the hill. It's almost like 200, 300 steps. And I have two suitcases. And by the time I didn't know the shortcuts and stuff, right? So I literally, there were like two laborers working there. And in my broken Hindi or whatever, we literally, me and another girl, begged them, can you please take our suitcases above? And they were such nice men. They did it. They took our suitcases. We went there. We saw the hostel for the first time. And I was so thrilled when I saw that small room. It didn't feel small to me at all. I was so thrilled. I felt like this is my world. I have no like there were a lot of people, mostly privileged people. They were just complaining about hostel room is so small. What is this? What is this paint? What is this furniture? I was just like, it's perfect. I opened the balcony. There is greenery. I am like, this is perfect. I had no complaints at all. I was settled in 2 days because like people are going to the mess and they're complaining about the food. For the first, I think for the first few days, I never had a problem with the food. It's like the food is also amazing. Everything is amazing. Then it started raining. I love rains. Then I'm like, the rain is amazing. This campus is beautiful. This is what my dreams are.
How was 2 years at Amkozikut? How did you perform? Were you academically कैसा perform किया? Extracurriculars कैसे थे? How was first time living in the dorms? How was that? First time independent from home?
Yep. So, when I came to IM, I was very clear that I wasn't the top percentile in SRCC, but this time I came with an agenda. I want to be the top percentile here. I was like, मस्ती वस्ती होती रहेगी. अब आते हैं, बहुत पैसा ले लिया है बैंक से. ठीक है, 40 लाख का लोन सैंक्शन करा लिया, 22 लाख फीस में चले गए हैं. तो अब मस्ती वस्ती होती रहेगी, पहले करनी है पढ़ाई. So the moment you enter, they flash you with all these tasks and अपना resume बनाओ, अपना ये बनाओ. I was so scared. I was like, I don't want to lag behind on anything. I want to do everything. I want to be the person who studies. I don't care. So then I started going to classes, doing all these tasks. I remember it was the third day. We all were making our resumes. I was so very like इस बार तो resume बहुत ही अच्छा बनाना है and all of that. Obviously later on you understand कि ठीक है थोड़ा मजाक हो रहा है and all of that, but I just want to don't give away everything. But it was just fun. And then in terms of performing, again I was very like thorough with my lectures and stuff. I used to do class participation, I used to pre-read the material, all of that very very religiously. But I would still say that initially for like a month things are still slower because you just have your classes. It's only when the placements things start, when you call to that first placement meet and you're all in your blazers and it finally hits you, oh my god, this is why you're here. And suddenly you have not learned a thing in your class, but they're telling you now you're going to sit for your placements in the next 2 months, so get ready. So you are like, oh my god. So I was like every senior on campus I knew. I was getting my CV vetted from them. I was telling them, tell me what to write, fix it. We were also getting those mentors, CV mentors through these clubs. I was doing that. and I knew that I want to be the top of my game. But no, so I always wanted to go into marketing. Okay, because I thought I am a marketing person, I am creative, I speak a lot, that is what you need in sales and all of that. That is what I was thinking in my head. I was sleeping in my class because you don't get to sleep in IM. So that 15-minute break after my class, I was sleeping, and suddenly my classmate hit me really hard on my back. I woke up in a jolt. I thought the professor has come. And she said, Duffer, you got the BCG shortlist. Like, what? I'm like, what? Because it's the first flashback was SRCC. BCG didn't even look at me. They shortlisted 10 people and they went away. I was like, what? Next day, Bain shortlist came. They shortlisted me at Bain. And now, suddenly, again, you're famous in campus because there are just 30 people who have got shortlists from the two companies, 30 to 35 people. And then out of those 30-35, there are like 10 people who are like common in both these shortlists. Then JP Morgan released his shortlist, Goldman Sachs released, like a lot of marketing companies released. I made it to all of them. Now this is just shortlist. The processes have not started, but I made it to all of them. And suddenly people are like, इसकी बहुत shortlist सारी है, what is happening, what is her profile, people are talking to me and this and that, you know. And suddenly I'm obviously feeling like the star, like the other people were with common shortlist, but I'm also feeling this pressure. What if I don't make it? Like, that would be so embarrassing that this girl had so many shortlists and she still couldn't make to a nice one, right? Full SRCC flashback was happening to me. What if I still land up with a very average package and all of that? So I'm like, no, this time I have to do it. I have to do it. So even though I had no intention of going into consulting again, but just because I got the shortlist and they sent these, MBB sent these really cute gift hampers to your dorm room and stuff, and like they sent a letter to my parents that your daughter has been shortlisted. I was like, they took us to a five-star hotel for dinner. I was like like transported to another world. It's like, what is happening? I have to make to it because people are crying for this job. This has to be something solid. I'm thinking, okay, they're offering a 35 lakh, 40 lakh CTC. If I make it, all my problems are solved. In 1 year, I'll pay off my loan, I'll do this, I'll do that. So, after classes, I remember the lecture started 9:15, and we used to have our, in the first year, we used to have our last lecture somewhere around 3:30. After that, we are going for snacks, and I start studying. I'm in library with my those case buddies that I have until 5 a.m. in the morning. We are doing cases, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun because in campus there is a different vibe altogether, because everybody is driven, and a lot of people are having fun. I won't say people are not having fun, but after having fun till 5 a.m. in the morning, that 9 a.m. they are in the lecture. So that kind of like drive is what driving me. I was like, everybody is driven, I need to be more driven than they are, right? So I was just fighting for that. And then Accenture shortlist was also one of the shortlists that I made it to, right? And I was doing all of that. I thought I'm doing everything right, but that I do think that that pressure got to me on the D-Day, because my first interview was with BCG. I sat giving the interview. The first one went well, okay. I was shortlisted for the second round, and I started panicking.
And this is all only for summer internship, right? This is not still for final placements, correct?
This is for just for summer internship. Like, this is what you go through.
Yeah, yeah, but how does that work? How does that pan out? Is it like day one, day two, and suddenly you've got all these 10 shortlists and you're going
Yes,
there?
yes, yes, it's exactly like that. Like, you are bombed with a
Hmm.
lot of information, with a lot of notifications and shortlists and stuff. So usually for Bain BCG, the shortlists come beforehand, right? Because they want to
Right,
give you a 1 month time period to prepare and stuff. So for consulting companies, even for Accenture, it came 15 days prior. But otherwise, for all the other companies, it comes like 2 to 3 days prior, right? So then
right.
you get bombed, like all of a sudden you don't even know what interview you're sitting for on the next day. Sometimes you get to know in the morning at 10 o'clock that you have an interview in the evening,
Hmm. But
right?
you
So
had BCG, Accenture, all these interviews. You had them like 1 or 2 weeks before this.
No, I so a BCG I had
Is that
on
right?
day -2, day -1, what they call it, and Accenture I had the next day. So
Yes.
the placement season had
और
started.
ये डे
So
माइनस टू, जस्ट हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड, ये अभी ये डे माइनस टू, डे माइनस वन, इसमें क्या होता है? इज इट द सेम टाइप ऑफ कंपनीज बाय सेक्टर? हाउ डू दे कम, हु डिसाइड्स हु कम्स ऑन डे माइनस वन, हु कम्स ऑन डे जीरो, डे वन?
honestly, who decides?
How do you decide that in IIM Kozhikode?
It's your placement cell, and I think the kind of contract or conversations you have had with these companies to bring them on campus, because some companies are like, if I'm coming on a campus, I need to have the first hand at at the candidates. I won't come after this particular company. I won't take a leftover pool, right? And that is usually mostly it starts with consulting companies and finance companies. So like the top finance companies like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, right? They would come on day -1, day -2. Then again, BCG, Bain, Accenture, all of these companies will come on day -2, day -1, because they're very clear that we should be the first ones on campus. We don't want to come after a lot of companies that already come, right? So that is the entire reason that you have these. But usually on day -1 or day -2, there are not a lot of companies. There are like, let's say, barely 5 to 6 companies that are coming, right? Just the top ones like Amazon, like just the top ones from each league. But when it comes to day zero, that is when you go like all in, there's suddenly 20 companies, 25 companies on a single day on campus. And you have multiple shortlists. You are literally fighting for your life where you want to go sit for first, right? I didn't have to go through that, fortunately, because I was already signed out before day zero with Accenture. But like, I saw my friends going through it. Like my friend, poor guy, he was like giving an interview, coming out of it, he didn't have the time to change his shirt. He was called and told, go for the next interview. This guy is barely over his last rejection. He's almost crying, and now they're telling him, go for your next interview. And the thing is, if you ask for time, it's your loss, because you can't give that chance to some other candidate. What if he gets selected, they close off the process, and you're then again, you end up with nothing, right? So there's no time to think or process. So you have to prepare for yourself. Like, you have to study everything you have before, like beforehand. On those days, it's all about like just keeping your dedication on, your determination on, that I can make it. It's a hell of a mental toll, because I remember we were in boys hostel, because my like the guy I'm talking about he was a boy, and I was in the boys hostel, and it was like pin drop silence. Like, it felt like a funeral, because one room you'll hear shouting noises, oh, got it, got it, got it. But the other room, probably the guy has not made it. So you can't even celebrate, and nobody would come out and say a word or openly congratulate the other person, because there are 10 other people crying right now. And you don't want to look like making, celebrating your win. So it's like a full on funeral kind of situation.
No, no, I can, and see, this is one of those things that as I'm hearing from you, is I feel that things have not changed at any of the IIMs, or maybe any of the other institutes also, in the last 25 or 30 years, because it is the same thing that I remember. When someone sits, I never sat for placements, fortunately or unfortunately, so I don't have that experience. I have like a vicarious experience because of my closest friends, and all my classmates did. So I was there just enabling them, because I already had a placement, I knew where I was going at that time. But my point is that it's the same thing. And Vix, here is my vision. If my fund ever goes to IIM, and I think we will at some point, is I want to be, give me the last slot on last day. गिव मी द लास्ट स्लॉट ऑन लास्ट डे, कि जो एक्चुअली इंटरेस्टेड है वो ही आएगा इंटरव्यू के लिए, और चाहे वो
Hmm.
दो लोग हों, सिलेक्ट करना है तो करो, नहीं करना तो नहीं करेंगे, बट अगर इंटरेस्टेड हो तो आओ। मतलब वो फर्स्ट स्लॉट में ले जाओ, उसके बाद 6 महीने में लोग छोड़ जाते हैं। मतलब कितने सारी अदला बदली होती है। आई पर्सनली हैव नेवर बिलीव्ड इन इट, बट इट इज अ फैक्ट ऑफ लाइफ।
It is.
सो मुस्कान, एज वी मूव फॉरवर्ड फ्रॉम योर समर प्लेसमेंट्स, मेरे को एक चीज बताओ कि अगर कोई नया आईएम में ज्वाइन कर रहा है, like tomorrow or this, I think जून हो गया, जुलाई अभी अभी नए नए हैं,
Yeah,
उनके
they've
समर
just
प्लेसमेंट्स
entered.
आने
Yes.
वाले हैं.
Yes.
What's your top one or two tips to tell them कि ये करना चाहिए अगर आप IIM ज्वाइन कर रहे हो समर प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए, दिस इज द बेस्ट थिंग टू डू.
Okay. I would say number one, relationships. Make friends. Talk to, I don't care if you need to talk, if you are an introvert, I don't care if you barely talk to two people in your life. Talk to 10 people in your class. Outside your class is very important because there could be situations where there is like a cold war between your classmates, right? You need to have friends outside your classmates as well. You need to have every possible area you can think of, explore, talk to people. I'm not saying them just because of those networking sort of things that okay some other day they can help you, they surely can, but the kind of, I think, motivation and the kind of drive and the kind of emotional support a friend in those situations can give you, no kind of preparation, no phone calls to your mother or your father, no phone calls to your boyfriend can give you, to be very honest. When you're crying, you just need somebody's shoulder to cry on, right? Somebody who understands, who's also going through it, and that is what that friend will do for you. So definitely make friends. Second, I would tell you that if you're on your toes from day one, if, let's say, I'm not saying go ballistic and start studying till 5 a.m. every day the moment you enter. No, no, enjoy, talk to people. But if you are at your toes from day one, like you know that this is important for me, this is what I have come for, placements will not be that tough for you because you were prepared for it from day one. You knew what was coming, you were prepared for it mentally, you were prepared for it skill wise, right? You were studying for it. And it becomes like, बचपन में मम्मी पापा कहते हैं ना रोज 1 घंटा पढ़ लो तो फिर पेपर से पहले इतना पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. It's about that. If you are like putting that effort every day, it won't matter if you don't study like on the day of the interview. Honestly, it won't. I didn't study on the day of the interview, right? So it's all about that. Just know what you have come for. If you it's great if you're come for just a degree to put on the wall of your house, it's fine, have fun, chill. But if you've come for a like for a purpose that I want to, like, let's say I want to get a good job outside of here, I want to become a professor outside, so I need to, so if you want to become a professor you need to pay attention in class, right? If probably you're just here for like a placement and an offer, don't worry, don't give attention to class, you can just study outside of class what the interview requires, you can make it, still make it, nobody asks you what is happening in the class. But it's about, you know, what is important for you. So those are the two things. If you have that, you have good people around you. Because trust me, and I know you too can vouch for it, that in MBA there is a very toxic environment as well. There are not that many supportive or good people around you all the time because it's so competitive. A lot of time people would try to bring you down because that is the only way they can get ahead, right? So it's very important that you have those sort of relationships. And जब placement मिल जाएगी, celebrate किसके साथ करोगे? As simple as that. You need to have that.
Lovely. That's such a nice summary, and I can agree. I mean, I won't use the word toxic, but I would just use the word that is representative of the world, because there
Yes.
are all kinds of people in every sphere of life, and there are all kinds of people even at IIMs or any other MBA college. So सब type के लोग मिलेंगे. It just prepares you for life. And the best thing I heard you say, Muskan, is get the support network.
Yes.
Is support network, and I think that's not just for IIMs. I mean, that's good for anyone who's in college. That's good for anyone who's after IIMs, who's like 40 years old or 80 years old. You need
Yes.
that support network because we are humans. So
Yes.
we need that support network. But एक चीज मुस्कान, that you were saying is कि you got that, you got your placements in the right place, उसके बाद second year में सिर्फ पार्टी करी या उसके बाद भी पढ़ाई करी?
No, see, but this is no, no. The first year placement is only for summers. She still has to prepare for a final
Not if
placement,
हाँ,
I
right?
मैं
got
वही पूछ रहा
3 0.
हूँ
And
कि फाइनल प्लेसमेंट्स हो गई
that's a
ऑटोमेटिकली,
different
क्योंकि
matter.
मेरी तो हो गई थी. एंड सी दैट्स द रीजन आई नेवर सैट फॉर फाइनल प्लेसमेंट्स. क्योंकि मैं
Okay.
तो समर में रगड़ के काम कर लिया था, उसके बाद उन्होंने ऑफर दे दिया था, मैंने बोला यार हाथ जोड़ो, कोई और प्लेसमेंट नहीं करनी, यही अच्छा है।
High five. Yeah, so same. So I got Summers May Accenture strategy. I was still a little sad because I thought I'll make to either BCG or Bain or something. And then Accenture was on my second priority at the moment. But then I didn't get to sit for Bain because, again, interview ruckus and all of that. And BCG, I couldn't make it because I got really nervous in my second round and things went downhill from there. But the next interview was Accenture, and I had cried so much after BCG. I'm so dramatic. I fell on the floor and I started crying. Oh my god, what has happened? I've lost all my chance in life. I called my father and started like I was going ballistic. And my father is laughing, and my brother is sitting right with my father, and they both are laughing because they're saying that was your first interview. That was your first interview, and you're crying as if you have no other interview left. You have 10 other shortlists, and you're crying on that one. I'm like, but I wanted that one. Why didn't I get that one? Everybody will laugh at me, and this and that. And to be honest, after that, I realized nobody cares what you got, what you don't. But in that moment, I was thinking it was a big deal. And then, when by the time I sat for Accenture, I was so poised because I had drained all my emotions away. आई वॉज लिटरली इन दैट मूड, भाई लेना है तो लो, मुझे ये आता है, इससे ज़्यादा मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है, मुझे अरे इसी एटीट्यूड से मैं गई थी कि मुझे ये आता है, तुमको लेना है तो लो वरना मत लो. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, आई हैड जस्ट वन केस, इंटर केस राउंड्स मैं सुन रही हूँ कि लोगों के तीन तीन हो रहे हैं, जस्ट हैड वन केस राउंड, 40-50 मिनट्स चला वो. एंड द नेक्स्ट राउंड आई न्यू आई वॉज विन दैट MD इंटरव्यू एंड आई वॉज इन. तो मेरे को लगा यार ये तो बहुत आसान था, मैं तो ऐसी डर रही थी. तो ऑब्वियसली वो
See, see,
वैसा.
see. If I were to put like hiring jargon into this, I would say कि मतलब just be yourself. ठीक है, I
Yeah,
can be a life coach by saying be yourself. Be yourself पे ही life coach के पैसे बनते हैं.
that's so true. That's so true. Yes. Yep. And I think
So you got into Accenture. What was your summer internship package, and how did you call your dad and let him know कि पापा Accenture में हो गया है? सिर्फ समर जॉब के लिए इतने पैसे मिलेंगे. And uncle का क्या reaction था?
yep. I was so thrilled. So I called my father and I said, "Papa, ऐसे Accenture में हो गया." Actually, first thing I did was message on my that peer group. Guys, I got in. Then I called my father and everything. So that is the level of support you have to have, because I knew there would be somebody outside my hostel holding a pack of chips or holding a juice because they knew I had cried so much the previous day. And they were like two guys standing, two of my friends are standing outside ki ho gaya hai, and they came running to me, and it was so nice. And I was like very in a stable like zen mode. I was like कि ऐसा होता है ना कि एक बार जब आपने पता चल गया कि ठीक है, तो फिर आप ऐसे ज़ेन मोड में चले जाते हो कि हुआ तो अच्छा, नहीं हुआ तो अच्छा, कुछ और देख लेंगे, इतने अनाड़ी थोड़ी हैं यार. तो मेरे को हो गया, मुझे अच्छा लगा, पापा को कॉल किया, पापा को बोला कि ऐसे-ऐसे एक्सेंचर हो गया है. नाउ एक्सेंचर इज़ अ कंपनी एवरीबॉडी नोज़, ठीक है? बीसीजी मेरे पापा को पता भी नहीं था, बीन मेरे पापा को पता भी नहीं था, बट एक्सेंचर इज़ सो फेमस, एवरीबॉडी नोज़ एक्सेंचर. सो आई टोल्ड हिम एक्सेंचर हो गया, ही इज़ लाइक वेरी हैप्पी एंड आई एम टेलिंग आई विल बी पेड 2 lakh for a month, and it's a 2 month internship, so I will be paid 4 lakhs. That is my fees for one trimester. My fees was like 3 lakhs something, right? I was like, I am being paid 4 lakhs for 2 months. एंड पापा बोलते हैं ऐसे, तो मैंने बोला इसीलिए तो मैं आपको बोल रही थी एमबीए करनी चाहिए, आप तो मुझे कोचिंग के लिए पैसे नहीं दे रहे थे. And he was laughing. He was like, no, 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 very nice. I'm very proud of you and all of that. So definitely, I was very thrilled. And then, ऐसा होता है ना that you start feeling gratitude because sometimes you don't know that what you have is maybe what you needed. Because I was still like a little sad that I didn't make it to BCG. I was very sad, like even for a really long time. But then, like people on campus were like dying to be a part of Accenture, right? And you don't understand that what you've got. Like I am grateful that I've got this, but I was like, people are still dying to come here, and people are telling me, oh my god, you got Accenture, because Accenture was also one of the highest paying jobs on campus. It was offering a 40-41 CTC on campus, right? So it was like one of the highest paying jobs, and I understood like, okay, Rewind 2 months. When I entered this college, I had no ambition to go to BCG. I just wanted a stable job that pays, and that is something that I've got it. I wanted to be the top of my game. I still am because I still made it to the company that comes on day -1, and I made it like to the top 10 percentile of college. So I'm like, I've still made it all. So वो खुद को थोड़ा counsel किया, समझ आया. फिर when I went to Accenture, the experience was again amazing and also very eye opening, and I understood कि ये रियल कॉर्पोरेट है. वो जो पहले करके आए हो आप अंडर ग्रेड के बाद, वो तो कुछ है ही नहीं. यहाँ पे असली बात हो रही है, यहाँ पे असली काम हो रहा है. And there is the work pressure is there because in my internship I was working from 9 a.m. in the morning till 10:30 in the evening. And I remember when I was into it over a month, I almost cried. I was like, what is the life I have chosen? Because this is, I don't think I can do this for the rest of my life. Like, I am like, my brain is not functioning. Like, 24 घंटे laptop पे, how I am supposed to, like, do this? And then you understand the importance of like what people say, you have to make your life outside of corporate, you have to have that work life balance, you need to talk to people, so you need to do some activity. I started going for badminton after office. I started reconnecting with my friends. I started talking to other people, and they are like कि हमारे office में भी बहुत बुरा हाल है, बहुत बुरा हाल है. Then I'm like, ठीक है, मेरे साथ नहीं हो रहा, सबके साथ हो रहा है. It's fine, it's normal. And then when you get a PPO, everything is just like दिल garden हो जाता है उसके बाद तो,
So how
because
much
I
how much was
remember
your
I
offer? How much was your PPO offer? And also tell us that the consulting job was in Gurugram, Haryana, and your parents are in Ghaziabad. How did the commute work? And how much was the PPO offer? And what was your dad's reaction?
yep. So the PPO offer that I got was 39, and obviously it came like a huge joining bonus, like a huge
How
joining
much?
bonus. So uh, जब जब वो फर्स्ट सैलरी क्रेडिट हुई थी विद योर सैलरी अमाउंट एंड दैट जॉइनिंग बोनस, so they give you like 10 lakhs for joining bonus. And like the first salary was like, oh my god, this is happening, I am actually worth this much. And this time I did not have that feeling कि मुझे 15-20 लाख कौन देगा, because I knew I had earned it. I had put that effort, and I knew I was one of the top people in my class. I knew that I know what I'm doing. I'm good at it because I've worked for it. So there was no imposter syndrome at that point, and I was feeling thrilled. My parents were thrilled. Everybody around my parents, all my relatives were thrilled. Everybody was thrilled. Suddenly, what you say ना कि suddenly सब cheerleader बन जाते हैं. So suddenly everybody who has given a hard time to my parents in any lifetime, they are now my parents' best friends. They are like, oh my god, your daughter needs to talk to my kid. Tell her, tell him how she made it to it. Like, what she's doing and stuff like that. And obviously, like, it was like, I was just grateful. Honestly, I was just grateful. And in that moment, I just realized maybe I wasn't enough grateful earlier, because I am somebody, I my internship got over on 30th of May or 31st of May. On 9th of June, I had an offer in my hand. Accenture was the first company to release its offers. I had a PPO on my hand, and I knew that, oh my god, now the next year is sorted. I don't have to sit for finals. I can do the fun part now. I can do anything now. And it was thrilling. And I am really proud of the fact that I made it to where I made it. I was able to, meet the expectations of all the people who had believed in me at some point that I can do this. Right from that friend who had told me you can do this, you should join CAT, till my parents, till my grandparents who were unfortunately no more. I was just so happy, and I just still feel so happy because I know I've raised the standard of living of my family. I know I have a lifestyle I never thought I would have. Like, this is beyond my dreams what I have right now, touchwood. Right? And I know there's more to come. I have hope. So definitely it's a life changing thing for me. It will be a life changing experience. It has definitely brought me from one section of the society to the other.
That is so awesome to hear, Muskan. So Accenture salary and everything, and you've been in Accenture how long?
Now I have completed over a year.
अच्छा मेरे को एक चीज बताओ. So if you didn't know and some of our viewers didn't, is कि I used to be at Accenture, but that was more than 20 years ago,
Oh,
or nearly 20 years ago. ठीक है, तो कुछ टाइम किए थे कंसल्टेंट मैनेजर सीनियर मैनेजर उस टाइप के लेवल्स होते थे.
हाँ हाँ.
So how does for a management consultant, how does the level of Accenture work?
Okay, so there are not a lot of hierarchies post MBA, like I told you, right? So, first of all,
बट वो लेवल नहीं है C1 C2 C3 M1
है
M2 M3
definitely
all those.
definitely है.
हाँ.
C1 C2 C3 नहीं है. So basically, it's like
हाँ.
you join as a management consulting analyst, which is how I joined. If you're out of ISB and you have over 4 5 years of experience, you can also join as a management consultant, right? So I joined as a management consulting analyst because I had barely 18 months of experience and pre MBA. And then after management consulting analyst, you move to management consultant. Next level is you, project manager. Then next level is senior manager, and then it's MD. So,
तो सेम है, थोड़ा सा नाम ट्वीक करे हैं बट सेम ही है.
yeah.
वो A1 A2 C1 C2 M1 M2 एंड SM1
So if you
सेम
stay
है.
on the top of your game for like the longest time, like I know the shortest time it has taken somebody to go senior manager is around 8 years, 6 to 8 years,
ओके
and
ओके.
senior manager is like
And senior manager means you're leading the client,
senior manager means that you're bringing in the clients. You're actually,
bringing
yeah,
in.
you're mostly like in projects you are barely involved just for advisory purposes, but you are the one who are bringing in the clients. You are the one who going talking
Okay.
closing on the deals.
And senior manager, Muskan, senior manager के बाद क्या है? What's a career path for you and others at Accenture
So at X,
or at similar companies? मतलब what's the path?
yeah, so if in all the top consulting companies, be it MBBs, be it Accenture, be it EY Partner, all the top tier consulting companies that we have, post senior manager, the whatever they call it in my company, they call it managing directors or director, associate director, stuff like that. The path is this only that you are more involved in business development than you are in problem solving, and your worth is so basically when you have that sort of experience, you've worked in so many areas. By that time you are subject matter expert on a particular area, you are leading the deals in that area or that market, you are the go-to person for a particular set of clients, right? Let's say if it's a Japan market, you are the particular go-to person. If somebody, be it from your team or some other team, has some sort of requirement, they'll come to you. And for you, it's more about sales. So you for in consulting we are selling ourselves, right? So you're selling your analysts, your consultants to other teams. You're saying I have these few folks in my team who can solve your problem, and I'll personally advise them. And that's how you are cracking deals. You're visiting these clients, and that's how it looks like.
Right, right. And so what's your Muskan, what's your career path for the future?
Hmm. Very interesting. So
अगर नहीं पता है मेरी तरह, see I am heading towards 50 in a few years. अगर अभी भी नहीं पता है तो ये भी बोल दो, because you're half my age.
honestly, I'm taking it one day at a time right now. नहीं पता है इतना तो कि क्या करना है कभी कभी.
So Muskan, I still want to hear from you. Ki, how does your commute work from Ghaziabad to Gurugram?
So my company is amazing. It only calls me office one day a week. So I live at my home in the comfort of my house. And once that I have to go, I either take a cab or metro. Metro again, love Delhi Metro. It goes to every corner. It goes till Gurgaon. So when there's too much traffic, it's raining, I take metro. Otherwise, I take cab. And since we just have to go once a week, office days are super fun because we're having team lunches, team dinners, and stuff like that. Because once a week you're meeting, you'll barely work, you'll just talk to people and you'll come back unless you have meetings, right? So it's going really great, and the work life balance is definitely really great. So that is something that you don't hear a lot from people in consulting, right? So that is what I say, that when you're put in those situations, you don't understand that God is blessing you. It was a blessing in disguise that I did not make it to one of those MBBs, because I was barely taking the pressure of Accenture. And there my friends are working 16 hours, 18 hours. Maybe I would have been there, I would have worked there also, but I would have been exhausted. I would have questioned my decisions like anything. Here, obviously, on a heavy project, if I'm on a heavy project, I am working 9 to 9, I am working 9 to 8 when it's required, but my weekends are free. My team is giving me the flexibility that if it's too much on my plate, I can say, just say it. And because Accenture is a bigger company, there are a lot of people here, so there are a lot of people in my team. My team is over like 150, 200 folks, right? So there's always help that you can seek out, right? There's always somebody there who has 1 hour or 2 hour of bandwidth to help you out. So
So Muskan, I wanna hear from you. How has your family life changed? Have you guys bought an apartment? Have you guys moved into a bigger apartment? Like,
yeah,
how has your life changed? Like, what was the change in life? कि आप मल्टीप्लेक्स में मूवी देखते हो, डिनर करने बाहर जाते हो, you guys go on vacations like you were saying कि
yes.
you never went on a vacation, right? So how has your family life changed? Tell us more about that.
Okay. So definitely changed a lot, because I was living in that ancestral home and it was in the older part of Ghaziabad. So that wasn't a very big house. We were like living in a 2 room kitchen kind of thing. And because we grew up in such a small space, so it was always like growing up, it was always in our heads that we have to move out one day or the other, right? To a bigger space and something. And when COVID happened, everything happened, that is when we took a decision that okay, because my father is earning, my brother is earning, I am earning, then we can move to a apartment outside. So we rented a apartment, and I am currently living in the same apartment. At that time we couldn't, like, we were barely like affording the rent. Now it's like nothing for us, touch wood, right? So I live in that apartment. It's like it's a society, gated society, so definitely it's like really safe, secure. We have I have garden downstairs. I can go take a walk. My parents can go take a walk, and these are like very very small things. But for somebody who has lived in like a 2 room apartment, you have a space of your own. I have my room of my own. That's like a really big thing. I never had a room of my own until 22 years of my life, 22 23 years of my life, right? So that is one. About vacations, I we are frequently able to take vacations. So the first vacation I took my parents on, I put my parents on a plane and brought them to Kozhikode, and I showed them in.
First flight ticket for uncle and auntie.
Yes, yes.
Very
So
nice.
first flight, and then I was very sure that I want to give them the best flight experience. So I booked a Vistara. I was like, no Air India, no Indigo, we'll go in a Vistara, and and stuff like that. And then I showed them around in Kerala and everything. So that was their first vacation. And after that, like we recently, like in November of last year, I bought the first car of the family. I bought a car which is like a mini SUV, and I am so happy about it because my parents, like, I just remember for the longest time my mother asking for a car. So I was so happy when I could take them to a showroom, book that car. Then the day then we went to take our delivery, they take your pictures and everything, and it just feels so nice that hey, you're driving your own car, you're not taking any cab anymore, no autos, no asking from some relative like can we loan your car or something, right? And no matter how many these investing experts tell you that a car is a bad investment in India, a house is a bad investment in India. These are very small status symbols in India, right? They're very small aspirations of very middle class people in India. And honestly, I'll tell you, I was telling, because I have done MBA, I have done my maths. I'm telling my parents it's a bad investment. A car is a bad investment. We'll just Uber, we'll just do this and that. Other, I'll have to take a car loan, this and that. And they're like, but we need it, we want it. And I'm like, let's go for it. Because I don't get to decide what their dreams are. Like, they don't get to decide what my dreams are. I don't get to decide what their dreams are. So I was like, let's go for it. If we can afford it, why not?
आई थिंक डेफिनेटली एक कार तो होनी चाहिए किसी कहीं पर भी, इंडिया में, यूके में, यूएस में। uh, but more importantly India में, because I've got experiences over the last few years and till very recently last week कि उबर वाले आते नहीं हैं, लास्ट मिनट पे कैंसिल करते हैं, फिर आपको लगता है कि 2 मिनट के लिए आएंगे और 2 मिनट में आ जाएंगे, और फिर कैंसिल होता है, फिर से वापस 20 मिनट का लीड साइकिल होता है। अगर कहीं पे पहुंचता है, यू नीड योर ओन कार, यू नीड योर ओन व्हीकल, और यू नीड योर ओन ऑटो वाला जो अपना वो करे।
When are you buying your parents an apartment? Because that would be a big upgrade for them, right? कि अब ये हमारा apartment है for our whole life.
Yes.
We're gonna live here. We're gonna decorate it the way we want.
Yeah. So that was on my mind. So this is also what, when you grow up and adulting hits you. I'll tell you what, when I entered SRCC na, I was so naive. I used to think by the time I'm 25, 26, I'll buy my own house. Okay. And when now adulting hits you and you understand how difficult it is to make ends meet in this world with today's inflation, I just thank my father for kind of life he has given us with what he has gone through, because it's tough. Okay. And I feel like I am making loads of money compared to an average Indian. And right now I have EMIs, I have education loan EMI, I have car EMI. So I still have to plan for a lot of things, right? And I can't like take that frivolous decision that okay, let's go buy a house. I still need to plan it like so much. So obviously earlier I used to think that okay, after 2 to 3 years in after MBA I'll go and buy an apartment. But when life hit, I did certain calculations and stuff. So apartment in a tier 1 city like Ghaziabad or Delhi is very very expensive. Is It's anywhere upwards of 1 crore. So I just thought that okay, let's again go to probabilities, let's reprogram. Let's see what we can do first, what we can do first. So we're not buying an apartment for now, because anyway we are going to do it not for investing purposes but for living purposes, so it has to be a decision that is well thought of. And so I thought that since there's not the rent is not that high compared to loan EMIs and all, so we live in rent, we live in a nicer way. But because my brother also took an education loan, he also made his own way in life, went to Canada, studied there, now he's doing a job there. So we just figured out that once he's settled and we decide where my parents want to live, they want to live in India or in Canada, based on that we're going to buy a house. But one thing for sure I know for them is I'm not going to buy a house in tier 1 city. I don't want to give them this pollution, this polluted water. I'm gonna put them in a tier 2 city in India, because even the tier 2 cities are so developed now and they're cleaner, they're less crowded, everything is better in terms of retirement. So,
Now that your brother's in Canada, you could also move to Accenture Canada, right?
yes, but I have never been a
बिजनेस
fan.
कहाँ है कनाडा में यार, इंडिया में जो बिजनेस है।
Acha.
And I am personally not a fan of moving out. Like, obviously, if I get an opportunity tomorrow, let's say Accenture says we have this client, we want to put you there, I will take it up. Adventure, why not, right?
Muskan, I can tell you from my understanding of these roles, uh, not just with Accenture but generally, अगर आपको डबल प्रमोशन देंगे तो जाना।
Yes.
सीरियसली बोल रहा हूँ, बिकॉज लाइफ प्लेटोस।
Yeah, 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 yeah. Agreed, agreed, agreed.
डबल प्रमोशन लेकर जाना, गेट योर पाउंड ऑफ फ्लैश ओनली, एंड या अदरवाइज द ग्रोथ इज इन इंडिया। और इंडिया नहीं आना तो किसी G7 कंट्री में आना।
Mhm.
आई डोंट नो, कनाडा कहीं G7 तो नहीं है।
Yeah, I think so it is.
Consulting firm, and then she got a job, and she was in India. Then she relocated, I think, to London. You might want to watch that because that will tell you like the changes in her life that happened when she moved outside India. And I think putting myself in your shoes, if I got a job to go outside India, I would have just taken that offer without thinking through all the implications that one economy is going at 2%, another one is going at 8%. One economy, the
बहुत फर्क पड़ता है इन चीजों का। यू डोंट रियलाइज उस टाइम पे विद द ऑल द ब्लिंग अराउंड अराउंड इट कि इसके देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ या लॉन्ग connotations in your life, things you're used to.
Also, honestly, I also feel like life in India and corporate is hard for people who don't have like a tier 1 education, But if you have a certain level of salary, everything is cheaper for you in India, right? Like, because the you have so much purchasing power in India. I can afford two house helps right now. If I move to Canada, I won't even be able to afford one.
Muskan, I can't
Absolutely.
afford two house helps in the UK even after 30 years after I
Yeah.
am. Maybe I've not done well, but even if I had, it will be difficult for
No, no, Miglani has done very well. The bugger runs a venture capital
ठीक है
fund,
ठीक है
but he
ठीक है
doesn't
ठीक है
like
ठीक है
to.
ठीक है ठीक है but I can still not afford
Hmm.
two house helps मतलब पार्ट
Yeah,
टाइम
I
एक
think
कोई
it's very
क्लीनिंग के
good.
लिए आता
I
है
think
हफ्ते में 2 बार एक कोई कुछ करने आता है हफ्ते में एक बार that is about enough that we can afford so
that's a mindset. That's a mindset, Miglani. If you had grown up in England with a white skin,
hmm,
with the amount of wealth you have, you'd have had chauffeurs
You're
and three
humble.
people running after you all the time.
पता नहीं है
That's like we grew up in Indian middle class family. We can't do
पता
that,
नहीं
but that's different.
मेड नहीं अफोर्ड कर सकते यार हम
वो that's Indian middle class saying कि मेड को 4 लाख रुपए दूंगा महीने की ये आप
मैं खुद
बताओ.
काउंटर साफ कर लूंगा.
एग्जैक्टली थिंक अबाउट इट उतना तो मतलब मुस्कान ने मतलब टॉपर फ्रॉम एसआरसीसी उतना नहीं अर्न करा उसके लिए आप लंदन में मेड को दोगे सीरियसली नो
So Muskan, tell me how do you manage, like, so one of the topics I'm interested in, because I have a daughter who's 8 years old now. Maglani has a daughter. Being a woman and being in the corporate world, like I'm sure, I assume you're around 28 now, right?
I'm 26. Yeah.
You're 26. So obviously you want to get married, you want to have children. Do you think you can do all that while having a consulting career at Accenture, or do you think Accenture gives you that space to do both these things or not?
So definitely a career in consulting takes a lot of your bandwidth or a lot of your time, right? And but like it's how you also plan accordingly. So if you have been in a very heavy project, probably the next one you want to have a lighter one because you want to focus on other things now. Because, but again at the same time you also have to think about career progression, right? So you asked me why I have not thought of buying my own apartment. So one reason was my brother lives in Canada, and second reason was that yes, I'm 26-year old and I'm planning to get married in the next 2 to 3 years, right? By the time I'm 28, 29. So for me, the first thing is I have to plan the finances for my marriage as well, right? I don't want that to be a burden on my parents after so much education, right? And marriages in India are not like a cheap affair, not when you come from like a middle class family that is doing decently, right? If you're poor, maybe you can get away with it, otherwise you can't. You have to do a.
No, but look, you can choose a person who will say कि देखो, I've always felt कि इंडिया में 1,000 लोग आते हैं शादी में. The bride and groom, they probably know 15 people out of the other 900 or so लोग जो आ रहे हैं. And like it just is such a show off, right? Like you can, अगर if you marry someone who's like minded, you can say that look, marriage में 50 लाख 1 करोड़ रुपए खर्च करने की जगह we can buy an apartment. Like that would be a more logic, and then we can invite 30 people we actually know and who'd be happy to be there instead of inviting other 900 people just for showing off. Like that's a choice you can make.
That's honestly like a very fair ask, and I do honestly believe कि 50 लाख 1 करोड़ तो नहीं खर्चने हैं. But I also want to have like a decent wedding, which like it which will cost me around 15-20 lakhs, right? Because uh, coming from the point like you said, the 30 people that I know, sure, probably my guest would only be 30, but then India now you don't have a lot of children, right? My parents have one boy and one girl, right? Now they have their own dreams and aspirations, right? Because they've seen these kind of weddings and they have been brought up with this, that they want to marry off their daughter well, right? So it's.
Sure. So I think an important thing you can do is talk to them about it.
Yeah.
कि पापा ये dreams कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? Are these dreams coming because you've seen other people show off and you want to show off,
Yeah.
or like you can help them take a step back and try to figure out what's the origination of these dreams? Like what need are you trying to satisfy by
Hmm.
calling 900 people to
That's
marriage?
that's true. So that's why definitely 900 people are not coming to my wedding. It's probably 150 people. But 150 to 200 people will be there, like both sides combined. So that is the shortest I can cut to it, because I have only I have 30 friends, 30 40 friends. So there are so many other people even I want to call, right? So that's the deal. But yeah, coming back to the consulting question, now I know that in the next 2 to 3 years I want to get married. And when I want to get married, when you are so exposed and you are so like educated about all the biology and all, right? So you also know that for a woman there is a biological clock ticking, right? So,
Absolutely, 100%.
so if I get married at 28, 29, I need to, like, start planning a kid as soon as possible, because
Absolutely.
post 33, 35, it won't be a possibility anymore, right? In most of the
Yeah,
cases.
it's still a possibility, but you have to understand that because of all the chemicals in our
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
food
yeah.
and in our water supply and everything, fertility is much more challenging than it was for our parents and
Yeah,
grandparents. So, and as you get older, fertility becomes a bigger challenge. And like, I'm a big proponent that you get most of your happiness from your children in life. So,
agreed.
uh, you want to get married at 28, I would say, uh, don't postpone it any further.
Yep. So that's what I'm talking about, right? And for a woman, your biological clock is totally against your career clock, right? Because when you're 30, 31, 32, that is when you will turn manager. That is when you will be in bigger roles, more responsible roles in your career. And that is when you'll be in the most responsible roles in your real life, right? You will gonna become a mother, probably. So the entire thing is, when you are in like when you are, I think I hit the sweet spot that I did my MBA when I started it when I was 22. I passed out when I was 24. Now I'm 26. I'm already earning, and I'm, like, paying off some of my debt. And probably in the next 2 3 years I will be able to, collect some money for my marriage, for like other finances and stuff. So I just feel like for these 2 to 3 years I can put that kind of effort. I can hustle for like a couple of years, right? Because I know probably when I'm 29, 30, I won't have the time to hustle. So right now I can do all sorts of hustling, taking on projects, extra work, so that I reach a certain level.
No, I think Muskan, I think I hear you, and I think it's so good to hear a 26-year-old talking like that. Uh, but uh, but you can't also hustle to get married. It isn't easy finding a good partner, especially for women, because they invest so much more in a relationship than a man does. So, like, you've done a lot of hustling.
Hmm.
Siram College, I'm Kojiko, ENY, Accenture. That's a lot of hustling. But at this point, to say, hey, let me do a little bit more, that attitude never changes. I'm telling you, when you'll be 27, you'll say, "Acha, ek's a lot." When 28, ek's a lot. Like meeting people, finding the right person who you connect with. Even that takes a lot of effort.
Hmm.
It's just like doing a CAT preparation. You gotta list down, "Kecha, these are the steps I'm going to take." So I would highly recommend that you do a phase shift in your life. And the phase shift is that, look, class 9 से पढ़ रही हूँ,
Yeah.
class 9 से मार रही हूँ. And one of the mistakes that I've seen most Indian middle class people like us do is we never know when to stop. Like
Hmm.
that fire, that hunger is so deeply ingrained in us that we just keep hustling.
Yeah.
So I think
थोड़ा सा और, थोड़ा सा और, थोड़ा सा और, एक और step. I mean, that's how it starts and that's how it continues. So what he's saying is absolutely I agree, and I never agreed with that, or I would not have agreed with that 10 years ago or 20 years ago. But yeah, now the point is, Muskan, कि मम्मी पापा नहीं बोल रहे हैं शादी कर लो, बच्चे कर लो. मेरा, व्हाट डू योर पेरेंट्स से? यू ग्रो अप, योर पेरेंट्स, ठीक है, कार हो गई, फ्लैट हो गया, ठीक है, कार और फ्लैट से ज्यादा बच्चे चाहिए, ये नहीं बोल रहे हैं शादी कर लो, ये नहीं बोल रहे हैं.
So I have a very supportive, unconventional Punjabi family. So I'll tell you, this is legit what happened. I went to a wedding. We were sitting at a table. There were a couple of relatives, those Masa, Masia, all of those people. And they just said that now she's 26, she's earning, you should start finding a match. And my father replies, she has worked so hard to build this life. I want her to enjoy it for a couple of years. And when the time is right, she will find a match. And I have no problem.
I think yeah, I'm going to propose to Miglani, though he's the boss, that we title
प्रपोज
this.
कर रहा है तू, मेरे को प्रपोज कर रहा है कि
You're
इंडिया,
the boss
मतलब
है यार.
देख.
I only get to propose ideas to you. So then we titled this episode as biological career versus the biological clock versus the career
Yeah.
clock, right? Because that is what you're stressing on. I think what I could never figure out is that when in India people said कि अच्छा अब शादी करने का टाइम हो गया है, अच्छा अब शादी कर लो. But I never understood कि लॉजिक क्या है पापा इसके पीछे, या लॉजिक क्या है मम्मी इसके पीछे. But when you take a step
Yeah.
back, you realize the biological clock and the career clock, they run against each other.
Very much.
And
Yeah.
career in your mid 30s, you can start hustling again. अगर तुम इंडिया में रहोगी, so you'll have maids and all that, and you can spend 1 hour of quality time with your child every day, and the child would rather enjoy
Hmm.
that than you just spending time with your child. You can make the
Yeah.
time very quality time. Uh, But in India, people, without explaining the reason, they just told us do this, but they never explained it. But now, when I look back, and especially fertility challenges with my own wife, I realized that I wish people in India explained, "Kini beta, with the way, with the chemicals in our food supply, like look at the number of IVF clinics that you see when you go from your work to Accenture. I'm sure you see multiple IVF clinics. Why do you see those IVF clinics that we didn't see 30 years ago? The reason you see those clinics is because of what we have done to our environment, our food chain, and all that. So, so अंकल आंटी जो बोलते हैं उसको इग्नोर करना बहुत ईज़ी है बिकॉज़ वो रीज़निंग नहीं बताते हैं। बट अगर आप एक बार स्टेप बैक लेके रीज़निंग देखो तो दैट्स इट्स अ वेरी सॉलिड रीज़न टू
Yep, yep, yep. Totally agreed. And I'll tell you what. So, even though I am a person who hustles, who's very driven, I'll tell you what. I am also a child at heart, a very easygoing person. Okay, so I'll tell you that I always have this. So when I joined Accenture, right, initially for a couple of months I was on bench because they were still finding a project for me, and in that time I was fretting because for the longest time I have not been idle, right? So now I'm fretting that okay, other people are having projects, I am sitting idle, they are having growth, I am not having growth. What is happening to me? This and that and this and that, everything was happening. Then I eventually got a project, all of that is happening, right? And now I'm in a project, and then I'm thinking I need to also go to this project, a better project, I need to do this, and that went on for like 3-4 months, and I realized this is not me. I can't live with so much stress in life. And I just thought back that what I wanted, I've already got it. I wanted a decent, stable job. I have it. I wanted to put a nice roof over my parents' head. I have it. I wanted to buy a car. I have it. I have everything that I need. Now, what I'm fretting over is greed. एंड नाउ आई टोटली गेट इट विद दोज फिलोसफर्स से कि इंसान को कभी कुछ खत्म मतलब कम नहीं लगता, ज़्यादा ही लगता है, और सब ज़्यादा ही चाहिए उसको. तो वो मुझे समझ में आया कि आई फेल्ट लाइक कि ठीक है, probably if I switch a job or get that promotion, there would be a 30-40K increment in my salary. But do I need it so much? Am I not able to make my end meets? I am. I have decent savings.
that is so important to realize that I live in Silicon Valley. I have a couple of friends who are billionaires, and when I meet them, they still want to earn more money.
I'm like,
And I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, don't you like reflect back on yourself and say, Ki, what are you doing?
yeah, unless India is booking Venezuela and the inflation rate is going up and up and up, otherwise it's not required. Like it's a decent 5 to 6% inflation rate. If my salary is getting like 5 to 6% or let's say 10% raise every year, it's very decent income to live in India. Like for freaking, you are in the top 5% of India, right? You are.
Absolutely understand. The thing is, कि जिस प्रकार से you chose an IIM, right? Like choosing a life partner is such a big decision for a woman
Yes.
because the woman brings so much into a relationship, and you can't like catch a dating website पे या शादी.com या भारत मैट्रिमनी या फिर पापा के अंकल के फ्रेंड ने एक लड़का बता दिया उससे शादी
Yeah,
कर
yeah.
ली, right? You gotta know
Totally
that
agree.
person for 3 to 4 months. You gotta get to know that person. You gotta make sure that person's educated because men suffer from a lot of misogynistic
Yes, yes.
attitudes. Will it be okay you earning so much and all that? So it's gonna just as a cat को prepare किया and you appeared for interviews. It's gonna be a year or 2 year process, and you can't like अच्छा आज शादी हुई है कल बच्चे कर लेते हैं, नो यू नो दैट यू
I'm
वांट
very sorted in that department. I forgot to mention.
Acha Muskan. Muskan, the last time I remember Vix was giving this type of marriage advice was to a person on our channel who actually ended up getting married because of our channel. Also, we'd like to take credit कि मतलब अरेंज मैरिज में किसी ने वही वाला वीडियो देख लिया हमारे चैनल का सबसे फर्स्ट और फिर पसंद कर लिया.
That's not.
Muskan, you have a beautiful personality because our episodes usually don't go up to 2 years, 2 hours. But I'm looking at the recording time; it's gone up to 2 hours. So I think I really enjoyed talking to you, and I see such a bright future for you,
Thank you.
and I see you doing so many absolutely wonderful things. जैसे आज अगर मिगलानी इंडिया में रहा होता तो probably would be running action show by now. So I think if you decide to live in India, you'll probably rise very high in action show. So it was it was great getting to know you.
I loved our conversation, Muskan, and it was so exciting. इसके हम तीन चार और वीडियोस भी निकालेंगे. But yeah, all the best for your future, and lovely having you on our channel. Uh, I would love to hear your last words for our viewers. Okay, whether it is about how to get into IIM, or whether it is how does IIM treat you, or whether it is after IIM, like our channel says, IIM ke baad.
Yes, definitely. So I really enjoyed talking to you folks. And honestly, I didn't feel like I'm talking to some two old biggies. I just felt like I'm talking to two people who understand what I'm talking about and you've known the journey. So it's really a pleasure to talk to people like you because this is also almost seeing like a mirror of future, that this is what future holds, right? But to the audience, I just want to say that um, in India or in when in any sort of like stage of life, a lot of people tell you that you need to have an MBA, you need to have this type of job, you need to have this. Honestly, don't do it because they're telling you to do it. Do it, make your own sort of calculations. Choose your own, like, do the calculations, understand what is your opportunity cost, right? And then make those decisions because honestly, you can't blame them in the future. You don't have to blame them in the future because it's your decision. And if you think this is something that you want experience wise, right? Even if you don't get a good placement, even if you're not able to directly make it out of an IIM, still you would cherish that experience. Then you should go for it because you know that you will learn something for life. But don't get into the pressure of you need to get an IM, otherwise you won't be able to make it in life, because you will. If you're driven enough, you have ambition, you will make it in life. Probably it'll take, your journey will be longer, but you will still get there. It's just your decision whether or not you have to do it. And as of IM के बाद, आईएम के बाद असली लाइफ हिट करेगी और वो बहुत डिफरेंट होगी आपने जो शायद सोचा है उससे. ठीक है, आपको हर दिन शायद डिफरेंट टाइप के डिसीजंस लेने पड़ेंगे जो शायद आपने कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि ये भी करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो आईएम के बाद इज डेफिनेटली डिफरेंट. बट अगेन, the kind of journey an IM puts you through, representative of the world, you would have already seen all of it, like in a smaller scale. So you know that you know what is to be done, right? So you need to have that kind of confidence in yourself. And life will change. It will suddenly go from 100 to 0 after an IIM. Suddenly there would be no friends around, there would be a serious job, money problems, or there could be a lot of other things. But just remember that it gets better once you figure it out, right? You need to figure it out. You need to figure it out what is working for you. And still, if you think that I am ke baad, this job is still not working for me, I need to go on to something else, do go ahead, do that. Don't live with the baggage that I have an IIM degree that I have wasted. No. Just go do what you want to do. And if you're good at it, you will excel in life. So never take that baggage with you that what if I don't excel after an IIM? That's not the goal. Excelling in life is the goal.
Very,
Muskan,
very,
thank you
very well
so
said.
much for those last words. Lovely having you on the channel.
Same here.
Yes, and keep in touch. And I
Vix?
expect to see great things when I check out your LinkedIn profile over the years. Okay,
Yep, yep.
and take your parents to London
Yes.
because That's one of the Indian families, middle class families' dream, and stay at Mick's house.
Sure. Whenever I'm in London.
And for all our viewers who have been watching so far in this episode, which is a long burn as always, is like and subscribe.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, like and subscribe if you have been watching so far, because otherwise, who else will?
Okay, chalo. Bye everyone. Bye. Bye Muskin.
Thank
Bye.
you
Have
so
a
Thank
much,
nice day.
you.
Bye.
Muskan.